10 mysterious events that could never be explained despite countless investigations. 1. Circleville Letters, 1977. It all began in the summer of 1977, when a woman living in the small town of Circleville, Ohio, received an anonymous letter. Upon opening it, she found strange, crudely written handwriting. The letter stated that the writer had been watching her house and knew she had children. Even worse, the writer knew a secret no one else did: the woman was having an affair with the local school superintendent. Understandably terrified, she felt like she was being watched. But things only got worse. Her furious husband grabbed a gun, jumped into his car, and declared that he knew who the letter writer was and that he would kill him. But in his rush, he tragically died in a car accident. Years later, the letters continued. And not just to the woman who first received one, dozens of people in Circleville got them over nearly 20 years. Shockingly, the letters contained personal details about the recipients, and no one knew how the mysterious writer had obtained them. The true identity of the Circleville letter writer was never uncovered. 2. The Masked Corpses, 1966. On August 20, 1966, a young boy flying a kite on a remote hill outside Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, discovered the bodies of 2 men and alerted the police. Due to the rough terrain, the authorities only reached the site the next day. What they found was bizarre: 2 men lying side by side, partially covered with grass. Both wore formal suits, waterproof coats, and, most strangely, lead-eye masks. There was no logical reason for them to be dressed this way. Nearby were an empty water bottle and a package with 2 wet towels. Even stranger, investigators found a notebook containing timed instructions in Portuguese, which roughly translated to, "Be at the specified place at 4:30 p.m. ingest the capsules at 6:30 p.m. Protect the metals after the effect, wait for the mask signal." The case remains unsolved. 3. The Green Children of Woolpit, 1100s. In the mid-12th century, 2 children with greenish skin suddenly appeared in the small village of Woolpit, Suffolk, England. Believed to be siblings, they spoke an unknown language no villager could understand. Even stranger, no one knew where they had come from. At first, they would eat nothing but raw broad beans. Eventually, the boy died, but the girl regained her health, lost her green color, was baptized, and learned English. According to legend, she claimed they came from a place called St. Martin's Land, where the sun never rose, twilight always lingered, and everything was green. 4. The Mary Celeste Incident, 1872. On December 4, 1872, sailors found the Canadian-built ship Mary Celeste adrift in the Atlantic Ocean, a few hundred miles west of Portugal's Azores Islands. The ship had departed New York a month earlier, bound for Italy, loaded with valuable cargo. The eerie part? The ship was completely abandoned. The alcohol cargo was intact, supplies untouched, and crew members' personal belongings remained on board. Yet not a single crew member was ever found. The last logbook entry was 10 days old. The lifeboat was missing, but the ship itself was seaworthy and unharmed. The crew vanished without a trace, and the mystery has never been solved. 5. The Flannan Isles Lighthouse Mystery, 1900. On December 15, 1900, a passing steamer noticed that the lighthouse on the remote Flannan Isles, Scotland, was not operating. A relief vessel was sent, expecting to find the 3 lighthouse keepers. Instead, the island was eerily empty. The flagpole had no flag, supply boxes were untouched, and there was no sign of the men. Inside, they found an undisturbed kitchen, unmade beds, stopped clocks, and cleaned, refilled lamps left behind. The 3 keepers had disappeared completely, leaving no trace. 6. The Potomsky Crater, 1949. In 1949, Russian geologist Vadim Kolpakov discovered a massive, mysterious crater in southeastern Siberia. Shaped like a cone surrounded by a ring, it was made of broken limestone blocks and estimated to weigh around 1 million tons. No one knows how it formed. The leading theory is that it was created by a meteorite impact, but no evidence has ever confirmed this. The crater's origin remains a mystery. 7. Flight 19, 1945. On December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers vanished during a training mission off the coast of Florida. At some point, the lead pilot became disoriented, lost their bearings, and the group disappeared into the Atlantic. Some theories point to the Bermuda Triangle. None of the planes or their 14 crew members were ever found. To make matters worse, a rescue seaplane sent to search for them also vanished with 13 men aboard. The official report stated it likely exploded in mid-air, but the disappearance of Flight 19 has never been explained. 8. The Max Headroom Broadcast Intrusion, 1987. On November 22, 1987, Chicago TV viewers witnessed something shocking. An unknown person hijacked the broadcast signal during a sports segment, appearing on screen wearing a Max Headroom mask and moving erratically in front of a metal panel. The intrusion lasted 17 seconds. 2 hours later, the same hijacker interrupted a Doctor Who episode for over 90 seconds. The culprit was never identified, and the broadcast hack remains one of the strangest unsolved cases in television history. 9. The Vanished Norse Colony, 1400s. For 500 years, Norse settlers lived in Greenland, but by the late 15th century, the colony had completely disappeared. The settlers left behind belongings and buildings but no explanation for their departure. Theories range from climate change making survival impossible, to violent raids by local Inuit tribes. However, the most puzzling part is that the colony appeared to be abandoned in an orderly fashion, with no signs of battle or sudden disaster. 10. The Dancing Plague, 1518. In July 1518, a woman in Strasbourg, Alsace, began dancing uncontrollably in the streets. Within days, dozens of others joined, unable to stop. Historical records estimate that between 50 and 400 people took part in the strange event, which lasted for weeks. Theories suggest mass hysteria, stress, or poisoning from toxic fungi in rye. Some accounts claim dozens, even hundreds, died from exhaustion. The true cause of the dancing plague remains a mystery.